Gun Freak Nation, what's going on, y'all? I just want to take the time to go live for a minute, to drop, to tap in, check in on y'all. And I just want to remind people, no matter how beautiful life is, your life is, no matter how beautiful that day may be, you can't not let it distract you from the what's up, nephew? You cannot let it distract you from the evils of the world, so to say. You cannot let it distract you, because all your life you never been through any, no crime or no kind of trauma or anything like that. That would be foolish if you think you cannot be a victim of crime. Everybody by now know about the church shooting here in Rain, Michigan. That's right next door to where I used to live at in Canton when I was living out. Your boy used to be suburban, used to be out in the, living in the burbs. But yeah, the Savage chose the wrong church to run up in. They security team immediately sent his funky ass to Funky Town. And it ain't getting the nationwide, worldwide attention like it should be, because it played in a good guy with a gun. It was favored towards him. So the left media don't like that. They want to make guns out to be evil. Every single one of them is evil. And thank God that church had the wisdom to have an armed security team, because if those security people wouldn't have been there, the armed security people, that it would have been another mass shooting, and it would have been all on TV. But it was it's been crazy here in my city, in Detroit. It's been crazy. Last night was the fireworks. I ain't even know it, because I ain't been to the fireworks. Last time I was at the downtown fireworks, it had to be like 2012, and I'll never go again. But it was a shooting. 2 people got shot at the fireworks, man. Then the night before that, 2 or 3 people got shot on the east side of Detroit at a liquor store. So it almost like the higher they get, the crazier people get. I just want y'all to be alert at all times. Basically, when I say savage ready, that's what I mean. Just pay attention to your surroundings. Have situational awareness. Be alert and aware of your environment, because you just never know. You never know who may have you in their line of sight, who may target you. You know what I'm saying? You can be doing the most innocent thing, and if you're not paying attention, somebody could be noticing you. They could be watching you. Next thing you know, they following you. And if you are not properly prepared, and mainly I'm saying mental, because you don't never want to be in a situation where you panicking, because when you panic, that's when you make mistakes. So you have to be mentally with the mindset of being savage ready, just being alert and prepared. You know, because if that's the case and somebody following you, then 9 out of 10, they're up to no good. And you need to have a funky town sender on you. If they get out their car, when you get out your car and they try to approach you, already have your shit locked and loaded. Cocked, locked, and fucking loaded. You know, you cannot let them get the the drop on you. You know, I got followed like that back in, I think it was 2016, 2015, 2016. You know, went to the gas station, needed some snacks. It was about 2 something in the morning. Was with my woman. We left the gas station, turned on to Hubble Avenue. I'm going up Hubble, and I always made that right turn. You gotta make the next side street. You make a right turn on it, you know, to get me back to my crib, right? As I'm driving up Hubble, I see a car coming, coming my way. I'm going this way, and the truck coming this way, in the opposite direction. It had what brought it to my attention was the headlights was off. And it's 2 o'clock in the morning, the headlights was off. So as it drove past me, it did a U-turn. I could see it in my rearview mirror. It did a U-turn. And I said, these motherfuckers, I said, when they went up in somebody's driveway to back out to get in back at me, I said they turned their lights on. When I hit that side street, I turned down the side street, and they was right behind me. I said, man, something ain't right. These motherfuckers might be following me. So I did another turn. They did another turn, and it just wasn't feeling, it wasn't feeling right. And by the way, at that particular time, your boy didn't have his CPL, and the only gun I had was that CZ Scorpion, the big motherfucker, full size one, right? And I didn't drive around with that, and I didn't have a license to do that anyway. So I was naked, basically. I said, yeah, these motherfuckers up to no good. I said, damn, should I just drive to a police station or something, or a location that got a lot of people? But here, that shit don't matter. They'll rob you in front of 1,000 people. It don't matter here in my city. So I said, man, fuck it. I'm just going to go back to the house. So when I turned down my street, they turned down my street too. So I said, I got to do something to see. I was tactical even back then. You know what I'm saying? But, I call it just use your damn common sense. So I said, you know what? I'm going to throw their asses off. So when I got about 3 houses down from my house, I slammed on the brakes. Abruptly, just slammed on the brakes. That threw them off. Then I knew that I was in their headlights. So what I did was I reached down so they can see me as if I am reaching for a gun, which I ain't got shit. I'm naked. So once I got back up, pretending like I'm reaching for a gun, I hit the gas, and then I just whipped up in my driveway. You know what I'm saying? And I could see them creeping up, I said, come on, jump out. We got to run up in the house, right? My brother was there. Thank God he didn't lock that front door. I said, look, come on. I said, let's get the fuck in the house. Because I'm thinking any second, they jumping out with guns. So I said, let's get the hell up in the house. So we running out the driveway. She drops her fucking cell phone in the grass. I said, fuck that phone. I said, let's get on up in this house. First thing I did, locked the door. My brother was like, what's going on? What's going on? I'm looking out the window. These motherfuckers still parked in front of my house. As if they I don't know what it was. But I went and, first of all, I didn't peep out the window. I immediately grabbed my CZ Scorpion and ran back down. And I was looking out the window and they were still out there. And then they just took off because I believe that when I made them think I had a gun, they definitely was up to no good. And if I wouldn't have slammed on the brakes and reached down and they saw me do that, and then I just sped up and turned into up, and they probably thought that I had a gun and they didn't want to be in a gunfight. But they definitely was up to no good. And it was more than one of them in that truck. I'll never forget it. It was I think it was a Tahoe. I believe it was a Tahoe. It was a tan colored Tahoe with tinted windows, man. You know, but that just to let you know, for an example, why you got to be alert at all times. Because if I wouldn't have been paying attention, I wouldn't even notice them idiots, you know, following me like that, you know, and maybe they would have jumped out on us, guns blazing or whatever. I mean, you got a lot of vicious criminals out there that don't give a fuck. They don't have a problem unaliving you for some change. You know what I'm saying? Everything is so fucked up right now, where people don't even, the morality of some people is lower than dirt. And you can see people like that damn near every day. You can just tell. You know, it's a lot of fucked up ain't shit people out there. And I'm talking about the criminals. It's different types. I'm not talking about your everyday thief. Fuck him. I'm talking about the one that want to come in your house and fuck you. And then end your life. That's a whole new breed of criminal that I like to call savages. And you just never know when you're going to cross paths with a savage. You know, you got all this Middle East bullshit that's happening right now. Thank God that Iran hasn't, you know, activated their proxies and they terror cells, because they definitely here. But thank God, let us all pray for peace. So not only we got to be alert of the regular everyday savages, but we got to be alert for terrorists. You got to just keep your head on the swivel at all time. You got to. You just never know who lurking. You just never know when that devil gonna come after you. You just never know. You never know. Your day can start normal, like a normal average day, but it can end like a horror movie if you don't keep your head on the swivel and just be alert of everything you do, every situation. Be alert, pay attention. I guarantee you, you're gonna be one up on that stinking savage. You don't want to be on that list of the next victim. You don't want to be on that list. You don't want to be a part of that statistic. All we can do is just hope for the best and be prepared for the worst, right? But that also means that you got to be alert at all times. Most people that got, they got because they let that savage get the drop on them. And now they no longer here. Life is too precious to let somebody rob you of your life. We got all these shootings and stuff going on. These fools out here, man, they going crazy, y'all. They acting the fuck up. It's like Gotham City right here in the D. I'm from a city where you look at a person the wrong way, it might end up deadly. That's happened a few times in my city. And I'm not shitting on my city. I love my city. But I'm just keeping it 100. And this shit is not immune only to my city. It's all over the country. You got to be ready. Thank God that church in Rain, Michigan was ready. Because them people, they woke up that morning, got dressed, and went to service, church service. They didn't think that they would be a target of a mass shooter. Motherfucker walked up in the church. I don't even think he made it inside that motherfucker, but he had an AR-15 and a handgun. That would have been so horrible and horrendous if that church didn't have armed security. Guns save lives. Millions. Instead of taking them. Because you got it, in the hands of an idiot. You just got to stay ready at all times. And I'm telling you, some shit still is headed this way. I'm telling you, man. If the shit go, if that shit escalate, you don't think they gonna activate their terror cells? It's gonna be some blowback behind this situation. So we facing that. We facing everyday, crazy savages. We got to keep our heads on. We got to keep our heads on the swivel. Got to. I love each and every one of you. You hear me? But just know it's going to be a long, unfortunately, bloody summer, y'all. And you just don't know when that savage gonna pounce for you, jump out for you, try to attack you, try to take your life. So do yourself a favor and do me a favor and do yourself a favor and do all of the people that loves you a favor. Get armed, and wherever you go, I don't give a damn if it's at a church. Don't let your guard down. Keep your head on the swivel at all times. Keep your head on the swivel. Pay attention to your surroundings. Gun Freak Nation, listen. I got nothing but love. I'm looking at y'all comments. Hey, I appreciate every single one of y'all that show me love and, you know, come up in here and shout out to the mods up in here. I appreciate you, mods. Shout out to all of my paid members, man. The paid members, they pay me $2.99 a month just to be a member of the channel. So I don't know. I really do appreciate y'all for being that paid member. You hear me? I got more music coming y'all way soon. Thank you so much. Also salute to the moderators up in here, man. I got the best mods in the world, because if you know, they send the trolls to Funky Town. So if you don't want to get sent to Funky Town, then you got to come up in here respectful, because I'm not going to go up in your house being disrespectful. So you're not going to come in our house and disrespect us. You know, my mods going to take care of that, you know. I appreciate that, Ricky. You know, let's grow this channel. You know, tell somebody about this channel. Recommend this channel. Let's let's grow the channel so it'll have more, you know, outreach. You know what I'm saying? Just grow the channel. You know, I appreciate y'all. You know, a whole lot. I really do. You know, anybody got any questions before I jump off? Anybody got any suggestions of, you know, what they would like me to do in a future videos, you know, content rise, you know, let me know. Any questions? I need y'all to stay savage ready, you know, at all times. Stay alert. Please stay alert. And for you women that's single and you live by yourself, I did that video on that teacher, Jonelle. Damn, my bad. Rest in peace, Jonelle. I did the video about her and how she, you know, unfortunately, you know, how she met her demise. But if you live by yourself, you definitely should be a firearm owner. You should definitely have a gun. That's number one. But number two, make sure you got some type of Ring camera system or cameras or something. Make sure you got an alarm. Make sure that you got your windows bolted down, and you know, a lot of people don't like bars on their windows because in case of a fire. So I get that, but you know, at least just make sure that they're secure. You know, put an extra lock on them or something. But most important, you gotta have a Funky Town sender. You got to have that gun. Without that, you powerless, right? So, most important, you gotta have the gun. And then in your bedroom, I need you to put a lock on your door, on your bedroom door. Double lock it. You have to reinforce it, because when you go to bed, you make sure that that door is locked. So if your apartment or your house get broken into, they're gonna have to pretty much kick that door in by force, which should wake you up. So By having that door locked and they kicking it trying to get in, that should wake you up, and you should have your gun right next to you on your nightstand. It should be right next to you. So all you got to do is just roll on over, grab it off the nightstand, and as soon as some funky ass savages make entry, when they kick the door in, you light their asses up. You light they stinking asses up because they coming in there to do harm to you. You know? And you don't want to take the chance to see what somebody's intention is when they got control over you. So when they got that gun and they get the drop on you, then, gun control. They got control over you through the gun. So, I love y'all, and I appreciate every single one of y'all. But please take my advice and do those simple things, because those little simple things just may be what saves your life. And you worth, your life is so worth it, because if somebody robbed you of your life, you don't get to come back. You're not coming back, and that go for everybody, in general. Make sure that your house make sure your house is just reinforced. Make sure you got a security system. Make sure that your windows are bolted down, or you got security bars, whatever, Put them cameras up. That's why I recommend Ring. Ring does it all, And they not paying me to promote it, but hey, what works good for me, shit, I'm gonna let y'all know. But, get some type of camera system, and, just have that funky town sender nearby, because, some people make the mistake, yeah, man, I don't need no gun because, I got the best security alarm in the city. You know what I'm saying? My alarm, I ain't got to call 911. My alarm gonna call it for me. I don't need, I'm like, brother, but once they penetrate that alarm, then what? Like, once they make it in there, then what? You gonna bank your life on the police, arriving on time? So I just thought it's foolish, if you gonna, do that, it's all good, but make it full circle by getting the most important component, which is that gun, because ultimately it's going to be that gun that's the tool, the life-saving tool. That tool is what's going to save your life. This is why they are so important, to the point to where you got to be a gun freak. You got to love them, because it's in the right hands. In the right hands, man, that's like a gift from heaven. That's like having heaven in your hand, because it's going to save your life. It's going to prevent you from being, sexually assaulted. It's going to prevent you from being tortured. It's going to prevent you from ultimately being unalive. So you got to love a device like that, right? You gotta have love for a device like that, man. I salute the person who even came up with the idea of the gun. You know, no, of course, it's a lot of them in the wrong hands. I get it. I get it. But because of that fact that they are in the wrong hands, if they're in the wrong hands, then they got to be in the right hands. You get what I'm saying? They got to be in the right hands, which is our hands. Our hands. They got to be in the right hands if they're in the wrong hands. And it's fucked up that when the people, the wrong-handed people, when they commit a crime or something, man, they make the righteous ones like us, we got to pay for it with more gun control and all these anti-gun, policies that they come up with. Nah, that's not right. That's not fair. And it's not righteous. So we love our funky town centers because ultimately we are smart enough to know that that's it. Having those tools means we not fools, and we gonna have a fighting chance. We gonna have a fighting chance to defend our families, our lives, loved ones. It don't matter. So everybody that's watching, give yourself a pat on the shoulder for being Savage Ready and having that funky town center. You hear me? I need you to watch your ass 24/7, keeping your head on that swivel. Because I'm telling you, you don't want your future savage to be the reason why you in the upper room. You feel me? We ain't trying to get to the upper room yet. So I need y'all, each and every one of y'all, to stay savage ready. Now, I'm sorry I haven't been look, I wish everybody peace and love and tranquility. Although that's hard to find in a wicked, world, savage world, a world full of savages, evil, spirits basically. No matter where you at, be alert. Okay? You don't want to be that person that wasn't paying attention and all it took was that 1 second for that savage to get the drop on her or him. Because once they got that gun to your head, you either comply and live at that point, or don't comply and die. So the choice is yours. But you don't even want to be in a situation like that where somebody got control over whether you live or die to begin with. So I need y'all to just pay attention no matter what. I'm not trying to fearmonger or just making all this shit up. This shit is happening literally every day across the country, across the nation. This shit done spread it like a wildfire or something. And it's gonna be a long, bloody summer And I just feel like it's going to be a lot of surprises, big surprises that's coming real soon. Telling you, you got to be savage, ready at all times. Gun Freak Nation, I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. And no matter what, I need you to stay armed. I need you to stay responsible with your firearms. I need you to stay righteous. And I need you to be ready to send that fucking savage to Funky Town when he tried to unalive you and your family. You do what the fuck you gotta do to neutralize that threat. It's your God-given duty to do so. Don't depend on no other man or agency, no police to come to rescue you. That's I don't understand that mindset of another man expecting another man to come and save him and his family from savages. I just don't get it. It's your responsibility to protect your family. You know, point blank. It's your responsibility, nobody else's. So, Gun Freak Nation, I fucking absolutely love you. And I want y'all to have a blessed, savage, free night. I love you, Gun Freak Nation. Salute.